All right. Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, and Saturday summaries. It's 5 games on tap for last night. Quite a disparity in games as far as the type of games that they were. So let's start off in the middle with a game that was kind of normal compared to some of the other games. Binghamton Black Bears hosting the Watertown Wolves, and sellout crowd on hand. That took a while to filter in, but nonetheless, those the crowd that was filtering in, they missed a lot of action early. Um, the goaltenders for this game, Elwal Bouchard for the Wolves and Nolan Egbert for the Black Bears. Scoring starts right off the bat, 106. It's Connor Smith scoring for the home team. It wasn't an intended shot. I think it was an intended pass, and the puck just kind of did weird, crazy things and fooled everyone. So yeah, it's 1-0. Then Mark Botero scores for the Wolves just a little over a minute after that to tie things up, and that was a pretty play, but it was quick. And so the crowd was a bit stunned. They get even more stunned another minute later when Josh Tomasi scores and puts Watertown up 2-1. So everybody's kind of like, what just happened? But wait, there's more. At just 6 minutes in, there's a big to-do between the aforementioned Tomasi and Jake Schultz. They get in the scrap, and they get rewarded by getting the gate. So, and kind of early to be having game misconducts for a fight, but there you go. So the period ends with Watertown up 2-1. Binghamton comes out in the second and plays a little stronger. The next goal was credited to newcomer Stephen Jervis for the Black Bears, just signed a couple days earlier, one of the collegiate stars that came in. And it looked like his stick ended up tipping a shot by Andrew Logar. So he gets credited for his first professional goal. Logar then gets his own goal on power play 15:32. So now it's 3-2 Black Bears. Not to play themselves out of the game, Trevor Lord scores just 39 seconds into the third. It's tied up. And again, the crowd's kind of stunned and going, wow, we didn't expect this. Well, Watertown's got some urgency in their game. They got something to play for. But alas, it was not to hold out that way. Tyson Kirkby scores at 3:47, put Binghamton up for good. And then we had goals at 13:40 and 13:57, both by Austin Thompson. Yep, 2 goals, 17 seconds apart. I believe that may be a franchise record for fastest 2 goals. I'm not sure on that, though. But anyway, so 6-3 is your final. And Binghamton helps their playoff push more. Their magic number is now down to 7. Thompson with the 2 goals, Connor Smith a goal and assist, and Egbert saves 25, 28. Lord a goal and assist as well as Botero, and then Bouchard ended up saving 34 out of 40. Watertown 12, 23, and 4 now. Binghamton is 26, 5, and 6. In Danbury, Elmira, they're continuing their playoff push. And I knew this was going to be a very tough game. And to add a little drama, because why not? Elmira signed Dustin Gisso earlier in the day. Gisso is not Danbury's favorite person. We'll just say that. All right, so, however, Danbury ends up pretty happy with the initial results of the game as Johnny Ruiz scores less than a minute in past Sammy Bernard. And at 16:01 of the first period, Chase Harwell scores on the power play, and it's 2-0 Danbury. Connor McCollum only had to stop 6 shots in the first period. It was decidedly all Danbury in the early part of this game. Johnny Ruiz makes it 3-0 at 6:49 of the second. And So then things kind of settle down until Elmira ends up on the power play late in the period. And who scores the power play goal? Dustin Gisso. Oh, that got people riled. So we ended the second period. It's 3-1. Stephen Klink scores at 4:51 of the third to make things really interesting. And Elmira continues to push. Alas, as they had the extra man, the extra attacker on, and putting good pressure on in the Danbury zone, Stephen Klink hooks Jacob Yao, and that ends the push. So 3-2 is your final. Danbury outshooting Elmira 42-23 in the game. Sammy Bernard looked fantastic again. He's been really good lately. 39 saves and 42 opportunities. And then your star of the game, Johnny Ruiz, he ends up with 2 goals and an assist. Josh LaBelle, he's become an assist machine lately. Last couple of weeks, he got another 2 assists last night. And Connor McCallum stops 21 of 23 for the win. Danbury now 20, 15, and 4, solidifying their hold on third place. Elmira 15, 24, and 0, still in fourth. All right. This is one of the games that really got people talking late last night. Mississippi traveling to the Blue Ridge to take on the Bobcats, and this game was a really, really good match. These teams were pretty evenly stacked. Now, we did have Mississippi jumping out to an early lead. I wouldn't say early. It was 7 seconds left in the first period, and Justin Barr scores. Mississippi did have a shot advantage, but Owen Liskovitz stopped 13 of 14 shots in the first period. And Anthony Delicio, he played well as well. Second period, it's Daniel Martin scoring for the Bobcats at 13:02 in a period that was a little more tilted the Bobcats' way, but not dramatically so. The game was still pretty even. We get to the third, and Nikita Ivashkin scores his first goal as a Bobcat at 15:42. So Blue Ridge has an edge. Justin Barr, he scores, though, at 19:28. So Barr had himself a real nice night, a couple of goals. So the game goes to overtime. And it's back and forth and back and forth. And finally, Daniel Martin carries things up ice by himself with mere seconds left in the clock, gains the blue line, lets a shot go. As time expires, the goal is... Thank you. There we go. There's your morning bonehead. The puck goes in, and the time is 5 minutes. So now there's a lot of fans talking. Should the goal have counted? Should it have not? Brett, if you're watching, Brett Wiseman, let me know. My understanding is that Mississippi did not challenge the goal, and the goal was not reviewed. It was just, it's a goal. The game's done. We're going home. So let me know if you see this. Let me know what your take on it was, because obviously you were right there. But anyway, that was my understanding, is that the goal was not reviewed. That was just said, we got a good goal. Daniel Martin scored, and buzzer beater. So so Blue Ridge improves to 11, 22, and 5. Mississippi 18, 18, and 3 now as they drop a close one in overtime. 11:54 on hand. Barr with 2 goals, and Hugo Koch with 2 assists. Deloisio stops 34 of 37. Martin with the 2 goals, including the game winner, and then Liskovitz, he saved 34 shots. So there you go. And then we have our blowouts. 8-0 twice. So, the Continental Division leaders really poured it on. Carolina at home, as they were hosting the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Zydeco had a revamped roster and, of course, a revamped coaching staff, as Everett Thompson took the reins for the Zydeco. Unfortunately, same results as we've been having as of late. Nice sellout crowd at the Annex. They started the game a little bit late because they wanted to let everyone get in. Um, Everyone was contacting me because they were saying there was no chat on the YouTube feed, and I don't have anything to do with that. So, but anyway, yeah, it's all Carolina the whole way. Poor John Moriarty, fresh out of college, he gets his rude awakening into Fed life as a goalie, and yeah. Uh, what can you say? Greg Hussey got the start in goal for Carolina, so I'm sure he was feeling pretty good about things. Um, yeah, goals by Salak, Ford, and Baker in the first. Then the second, it was Keplinger. It was only 4-0 at the end of two, so not too bad, right? Well, there's the third period, and Carolina pours on goals by Pastuca, and Ford again, and Schnapp, and Nate Keeley. There's not much you can say about this game. Obviously, it was just Baton Rouge was extremely overmatched. Shots were 45-21 in favor of Carolina for the game. Um, Blue Ridge. Baton Rouge is just going through some growing pains right now, and it's going to take some time to figure this out. But they're trying. That's the important thing. If you're a Zydeco fan, and I think most of you know this. Yeah, it's going to take some time to shake things out, and hopefully at the end of the year you see some good positive results. But Carolina improves to 27. Excuse me. Yes, 27-9-1. Baton Rouge now 7-24-4. Moriarty stopped 37 out of 45 in 55 minutes played. Bailey Stevens came in for the rest of the game, did not face a shot. Ford with 2 goals and assists. Keplinger with a goal and 3 assists. Real good night for Josh. And Greg Hussey gets himself a shutout for his efforts. 21 saves. And then we have the other blowout, and yes, I'm wearing it all because I want to acknowledge, as some of you Columbus fans saw in as I was doing the Friday night previews yesterday. Yeah, you guys can say nya 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 because I said I believe that Motor City could win 2 games this weekend. They still could, but they got to win both. Anyway, yeah, Columbus clinches their playoff spot. They are officially playoff bound. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion, but now it is official. And Carolina, yeah, more coffee. Columbus ends up with an 8-0 shutout in Motor City's barn. Not a good night for Trevor Babin. So in the first period, it's goals by Ryan Hunter and Justin McDonald. McDonald continues to lead the league. Yeah, Brendan Colgan, he didn't get a whole lot of work in this game, but he made the saves when he was asked to make them. Babin, in the meantime, he was clearly getting more and more frustrated as the game went on. And we get to the second, and there's where things just get out of control. Cody Wickline scores, Alex Storjahan scores, Josh Petrantonio scores. It's 5-0 at the end of 2. Motor City's not feeling good about themselves. And then in the third, we have more goals by Columbus. Sequoia Swan scores. There's a name you don't hear a lot of. And then J-Mac scores again at 6:08. Babin goes nuts, starts yelling at the officials, and gets himself a 10-minute misconduct. Now, he continued to play. I got to check the rules on this, but apparently if you get a 10-minute misconduct as a goalie, you can still play. It's just you can't get a game misconduct. And he did 4 minutes later, so that was it for the same thing, verbal abuse of officials. Ryan Hunter tacks on a goal at 13:26 past Ricardo Gonzalez, just for good measure. And there you go. 8-0 is your final. J-Mac with 2 goals, 2 assists. Ryan Hunter the same. Colgan stopping all 22 shots he faced, and that's his second shutout in the year. Babin 36 for 43 on the night. So there you go. Yeah, games tonight. I will be in Binghamton, so I am going to be hoping and praying that the Fed site is correct in all its stats. If they aren't, you can let me know later. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for Sunday summaries.